Well, hello everyone. Uh, April 4th, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Just got up from a really good nap. Had a horrible night sleeping last night. Not from activity, but just because I forgot to take my meds. And so I just kind of tossed and turned all night long. Thank you, Fly. Of course, so did this little girl. She's not, she's not a cool weather or a cold weather dog by any means. So she's staying right next to me. And my wife Brenda, when she gets up here tomorrow, she'll have her sweater because I forgot it. Um, let's talk about a couple of things. Let's talk, um, about the different camps. I've been pretty solid in the flesh and blood camp, I guess is what you'd call it. Um, Never an aper, never an aper. Um, Even as a small child, when the first time I saw the Patty film, I knew that that was a real animal, real thing, real person. Um, but yeah, not an ape. You Everything grew up learning about them. They were monsters and they were horrible. They're gonna eat you. That's just kind of what I thought. And you got movies that came out that really portrayed that. And, so that's the line that damn near everybody thinks about them. That if they do exist, that they're mean spirited, demonized, what have you. And my first encounter with the Sasquatch, um, I was 13 years old ish. I was in the Boy Scouts, and there was a few of us. I think there was 4 or 5 of us Boy Scouts and 2 Scout leaders. Um, Not more than 3 miles as the crow flies from exactly where I'm sitting right now. So the little credence to the story from that. We were at camp. We had rocks thrown at us. Um, we had a tree break. We had branches broke. We had stomping. Even to the point to where this big, massive, you know, whatever it was, he was huge, huge. Shook the ground when he was coming down the hill. Not like T Rex in Jurassic Park kind of shake the ground. You could feel the vibration. You could feel it. Just poof, 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 coming down the hill. Um, so I'll step back a little bit. In Arizona, especially in the area where I'm at right now, on top of the, and I'll pronounce this properly for everybody out there, Mogollon Rim, not the Mongolian Rim, not the Magellan Rim, it's the Mogollon Rim. Um, it's an uprise that travels several hundred miles across the central part of the state of Arizona, from like Flagstaff through to the White Mountains. Oh no, we got cigar failure. I'll keep talking. But so what we have is the Mogollon monster. I grew up hearing all about the Mogollon monster from a small child. And when this encounter happened, I'm here to tell you, um, it was terrifying. I literally thought we were going to be ripped to pieces, that this thing was just going to come into camp and no one was ever going to see us again. You know, that's how big, that's how scary this situation was. And this went on maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours that night. You know, it happened, and then it seemed like he'd disappear, and then back at it again. So yeah, this was extremely terrifying for, you know, like I said, 13-year-old-ish boy. We have success. So I've always, that's always been in my mind, and I never ever considered it to be Bigfoot. It was the Mogollon Monster. It was a monster. Uh, Fast forward 3 miles away from where that encounter had happened, I'm still getting the encounters, but I'm not having rocks thrown, and I'm getting, you know, large branch breaks and rock clacks, and I mean, pick it. It's happening up here on a nightly basis. Humidor issues, I guess. Um, so I digress. All the different camps, you know, great apers. Why haven't you found an ape yet? You know, with all your scientific technology and abilities, if it was just a dumb mountain ape, you'd have one in a cage. Bronx Zoo, Phoenix Zoo, Chicago Zoo, I don't care what zoo, pick a zoo. There would be a big dumb mountain ape in a cage, in a zoo. You can't produce it. Some of you are going to say, well, that's because they don't exist. I'm here to tell you they exist. I've had 2 daytime sightings from this very spot. I've got them talking. I've got it. I'm not going to get into all that. I just, mountain of evidence that I have, and it's not just me, it's other people up here with me experiencing this. And then like the Flesh and Blood camp, you know, I guess, you know, they're the ones that just think that they're just another people running around the forest, and that's where I was at, up until a few months ago. And that's easy to understand and easy to know why people, you know, who have a lot of experience out doing this squatching thing, call them just a people. That they are a people. But with that being said, I'm in the woo camp. I have seen supernatural stuff happen out here. At the same time, the Squatch stuff is going on. I had a juvenile vanish in thin air on me, pretty much. Hear footsteps, but there's nothing there. But something's there. All the lights. And it's going to be the same thing. Show me the evidence. Show me your evidence. Show me your pictures of them with a spot right around the face starting to blur out. Show me your pictures. Show me your videos. Let me listen to your audio, and prove to me that they're an ape. They'd be in a cage in a zoo somewhere if that's all they were. Really the only two viable options is they're just another people, or they're just another people with supernatural abilities. Pick where you want to be. Doesn't matter to me. I know what I've seen. I know what I've heard. I know what I've felt. I know what I've experienced in every asset that you could possibly imagine. Yeah, I'm just rambling again. Go beat on trees. Go beat on trees. Put out your trail cameras. Break out your night vision. Spend thousands of dollars on night equipment, thermal imaging, and all that. Go ahead. You're gonna get the same results. Nothing. Nothing at all. I just kind of drifted all over the place, haven't I? I have a hard time keeping on track, keeping my thoughts together. Sue me. Cigar's good. Good company. Oh, that's yes. Let's not forget about Jasmine. Twinkle lights. She saw him. She reacted to him. Ask her, she'll tell you. Bottom line is I'm not looking to prove anything to anybody. Whether you believe me or not, or whether you believe those of us who have these interactions with these forest people, doesn't matter to me. That's you can believe or not believe. I'm just here to tell my experiences, and the more experiences I have, the more I'm going to have to tell. The advancement in what I have learned since June 9th of 2017, yes, less than a year. Haven't been doing this for 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, not even a year. "32 days. I'm at 40 days up here now. I don't know. When they like you, they like you. When they know you're a good person, they know you have a good heart. The open mind thing, that's where people have problem, is having an open mind. Because when what you're thinking isn't working, change your thought. Change the way you think, change the way you do things. Common Sense 101 right there. So we're going to call this quits. Hop up, Justin. Better get your GoPro. I'm going to call this quits, and